Hi, welcome to Garden Guns. This is a quick update video. It's my third or fourth attempt at trying to get this done. I did the first one a couple of days ago when it was like quite warmer and sunnier. Unfortunately I work nights and I'd just come off night shift, so yeah, it wasn't the best video. But anyway, so I've got my coffee, which is rather nice. I've got the CP2. I've got a chronograph and I've got a selection of pellets, and what I'm going to try and do is answer a few questions that I've had regarding one of the videos I did over a year ago now, the CP2, the original CP2 video. When I first got the rifle, or pistol, the combo, it was just pushing, it was capable of pushing over 6 foot-pounds in the sort of what I called the carbine, you know, configuration. I think it was with the Diablo Fields, if I remember correctly. I should have gone back and had a look at the video to check. But I've got some Diablo Fields, 16 grains in 5.52 head size. I've got some exact jumbo Diablos in 15.89 and 5.52. And then I've got some exact jumbo RSs, which are the lighter weight pellets, in 13.43 in 5.52 as well. So what I'm going to do is run them over the chrono with the short barrel on, just to see after a year how things have settled down with my own personal Victory CP2. Hopefully it will answer a few questions in terms of where the power sits at now. And the legality of it, because I know I've had a few comments, a few people that were thinking of getting one were slightly worried about whether they'd be breaking the law. So let's see how it goes. So I'm going to start off with the pistol barrel, or the short barrel, and then I'm actually, because I didn't really answer the question in the original video of basically how much power you were getting out. I didn't show how much power you were getting out with the longer rifle barrel on there. I'm also going to run that over the chronograph. I'll probably use the jumbo exacts and the Diablo Fields just to see if there's any difference. So I think they'll probably be, in the original test, the heavier weight pellets seem to be a little bit more powerful in terms of foot poundage. So I've got two pocket warm CO2s, because the other difference between the original test and now is obviously I'm doing mine in you know, end of autumn. I think it's some 8 degrees out, whereas I was doing it at the beginning of summer and it was something like 20. So there is going to be a slight difference in terms of the temperature of the CO2, but to negate that, I've got them in my pocket, hopefully to get some consistency. But anyway, right, let's go straight for the chronograph, and let's see how it performs with the rifle barrel. Okay, I'm just gonna... Okay, so I'm gonna fire a quick dry shot off. I've just put fresh CO2 in there, so I always like to just stick one shot through. Right, these are the Air Arms Diablo Fields in 16 grain. Initially 5 shots. Let's see how we go. Okay, 5 shots of the Diablo Fields, and next up we will do the exact jumbo Diablo in 15.89. Do love this chronograph. It is very easy to use. I did have a few issues with it, which is why I didn't put a video out. It went out last summer and I didn't get it back for repair, and I didn't get it back for ages. It must have been, maybe it was until just before lockdown 1 started. So anyway, but it's working now and it is good. Right. Okay, I'm going to give it a couple of minutes and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to shoot just a couple more shots with the JSBs over the chronograph. I'm just going to let the CO2 warm up a little bit. It's just slightly cold. So, right, back with you. Right, so let's see if that's made any difference. Just a minute or so off. Wibbly wobbly. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the exact jumbos. Let's do the RSs next and see how they go. I'm expecting the RSs to be quite significantly lower in terms of power output. So what we're looking for, 13.43. Oops. There we go. So here we go. Jumbo RS's 13.43 grains. Doing better than I thought they would. There we go. I think this is 5. Might even be 6, but there we go. So there you have it. Both the 16 grain Diablo Fields and the exact jumbos, which were 15.89 grain, both of those, you know, they were initially in the low to mid 5 foot-pound range now. You know, as I say, this I've had the pistol for I've had the Victory for over a year now, so it had sort of settled down in that respect. I think initially straight out of the box, fresh hammer spring and all that. I just think it was, you know, those first few shots were just a little on the lively side. But you know, as I say, I wasn't overly worried about it, to be honest, because it also comes down to, you know, the temperature of the CO2. There's so many variables with the CO2 pistol and rifle. So on the whole, as you can see now, it's settled down beautifully, and in the sort of carbine pistol format, well below the legal limit. So the next thing I'm going to do is, I had a few questions on how, or what the power level was in terms of the rifle with a long barrel on. So I'm going to basically switch out the barrels and see what we get. So I will be back with you in a couple of minutes. One thing I did want to mention is that there is, stick this on an Allen key for you, there is a little brown washer. See if it focuses on that. There we go. And that fits in the breech of the barrel. So you fit that in there, and that basically is, it's your, basically it's it helps seat the pellet properly. The only issue is I didn't get a spare in my original kit, so if I lose it, then I think the gun's pretty much US. So it's something to be wary of when you're changing the barrels over. Don't lose that little bit. Right, let me just align that. You'll also see on the barrel on these, there is a little sort of there's a countersunk hole to allow for the Allen key, one of the larger Allen, the centre Allen key, well Allen screw, to locate the barrel, and that sort of helps the barrel in its orientation. So I always take the larger centre screw out first and put it back in first. So I'm not going to bore you by doing the rest of this on camera, so I'm going to switch you off and then come back to it in a minute. So here we go, in full-length rifle mode. Let's see what we get out in terms of foot poundage. I'm going to start off. I'm not going to run the jumbo RSs through. I'm just going to use the Diablos, the Diablo Fields and the exact jumbo Diablos, just because I think they have a little bit of an edge over the RSs in terms of foot poundage anyway. You know, heavier weight pellet, better for the pest control as well, I believe. But anyway, let's see how we do. Time for the chronograph. So here we go. It's the Air Arms Diablo Fields and 16 grain, 5.51 on the head size, so slightly smaller than the jumbos. Okay. Okay. So next one, exact Diablos. Just change this over. So go to that. 15.89. See what we get. Okay. Right. So, final results. Oh, chronograph, left that on, it's saying low battery. Damn it. Anyway, final results. As you can see, this is knocking out around about 7.8, 7.9 foot-pounds. When I did the test on Saturday, the original one, that basically was not great because I'd just come off night shift, so I didn't make a huge amount of sense. I think I got it at around about 8.1. If I can find the footage, I will stick it up here somewhere and show you. But if I can't, it won't be there. But anyway, so the result is definitely decent enough for sort of you know, short to medium range pest control with the long barrel. And as you can see, now I've had this for over a year, and now it's calmed down, and also, you know, during late autumn, you know, so it's reasonably cool out here. The power is sort of well down, you know, it's in the low 5 foot-pounds, so more than legal now. So for all of you that were questioning, you know, basically whether they should get one due to the worry about the slightly overpowered nature of the beast. As I say, it's once it's settled down and that hammer spring is broken in a little bit, it's absolutely fine, or at least mine is. I would always recommend trying to borrow a chronograph and maybe just checking yours if you've got one, or checking it over. But I recommend that with any air gun. It's always worthwhile knowing where your power's at. I think it's worth investing in a chronograph personally anyway, because it means that you can pellet test, you can find out which head sizes, what brand of pellet your particular rifle or pistol prefers, because it doesn't matter what mine likes, your barrel will be different. It'll be the rifling will be slightly different. The bore diameter will be slightly different depending on where it's come off on the machining. So I definitely recommend getting a chronograph, and I recommend the LMBR. My one's now, it's come back from the manufacturers. It took ages, but now it's back. It's not missed a beat. It's a fantastic little bit of gear. But anyway, there, I hope that answers a few questions. I'm sorry if it was a little bit long-winded and a bit boring. Just forward wind through it, you know, watch the pellet, watch the chronograph bit on fast forward or something. But I hope it's been of interest and provided a little bit of information for those that were asking the questions. Anyway, I hope you're all staying safe in these crazy times. Lockdown 2 in the UK at the moment, rather annoying. But what better excuse to get into the garden when the wind's not blowing and it's not peeing down with rain, and do a little bit of shooting. Hope you stay safe, and I look forward to putting another video together for you guys again soon. All the best. Cheers.